Hi everybody, this is Bo Sanchez and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I am with my friend Arthur Gindap. Hi Arthur.
Hello, Bo, nice to see you.
Thank you so much. We're so happy and welcome to Success Live, and I hope your Christmas festivities and spending time with your family was a great thing and really filled with love and joy and God's peace. And Arthur, you spent good family time.
Just now?
No, I mean just the past few days.
Yeah. I just got back from Toronto and had a really brutal trip coming back. We were 13 hours delayed because of this major snowstorm, but I'm here, tired, but still in one piece.
Thank you. Thank you for saying yes.
Yes. Good to be here.
Woo. Today we're going to talk about his story, his experience. If you are an employee, if you are working in a job, and your question is, we always talk about entrepreneurship here. But this time, we'll do it a little bit differently.
Okay.
Because usually it's about, how do I start a business? How do I, get out of this job? Fire my boss. And start something on the side. But this time, you've been there in the hotel industry for how many years now?
Hotel and restaurant industry, working full-time since the late 70s, since I was going through college, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Amazing. And he is now the head of Ascott hotels, and not only in the Philippines, but in Thailand. How many hotels in the Philippines?
Philippines is 18. So we have, that's operating and the other ones that we are building. And in Thailand, we have 19.
Okay, so he's the head of all those crazy, that's a crazy number.
That's a crazy number.
And
a crazy number, yeah.
I do not envy the responsibility over his shoulder. But he started from the bottom. And that's the story I want to share with you. So our question is this. It's not, how do I start a business? Our question is this. How do I prosper in my job? And how do I, still entrepreneurship, but instead of saying, how do I apply my entrepreneurship outside a job? How do I apply my entrepreneurship inside the company, in my job? How do I advance in my career? How do I get blessed? I'm not saying don't have a sideline. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying while you're in your job, why not make the best? Why not be the best? Why not get promoted? Why not go climb the corporate ladder? Learn all you can. And I think, if you're going to ask me, your experience and everything that you're going to learn in your job, you can apply it in your business one day. But right now, be the best. Tell us your story, Arthur. How did it all start? You said you started from the bottom.
Yeah, I did. In this business, you mean. So I went to hotel and restaurant school. I actually, we moved to Canada when I was in my teens, and I went to hotel and restaurant school in the late 70s. At that time, I already started working. But even before that, in that part of the world, if you want to have a little bit of money,
yeah.
We came from a middle-class family, but if you want to have a little bit of money, you would work. So
yes.
I started working when I was probably about 13, just for part-time money. I was a pot washer in a nursing home. Woo. I mean, these pots were bigger than I was at 13 years old. I used to have to climb in the pots to clean the pots. But since then, I've always
Do you
had
have
this,
a picture? Somebody
of that?
No cell phones at that time
No
to take
cell phones
pictures.
at the time. But no, I didn't have a picture.
But that would be nice.
Yeah. So since then, so I worked. So I was always working. So summers and actually during school I would also work. Then I decided to go into and take hotel and restaurant management. And the reason for that actually was, if we could go back a little while, I was the son of a diplomat, so we traveled around. My dad was posted in different countries, and we stayed.
Wait a minute. You were the son of a diplomat, and you were washing pots.
In one of the countries that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You did not shy away from hard work.
No.
You know, I mean, I would imagine somebody saying, "Hey, I am the son of a diplomat, and you're gonna let me wash pots and pans."
I
You-
was
you
an
weren't like-
industrious kid. I wanted
Hard work.
I wanted a little bit of money,
Good.
and again, you know, you'd have to work for that.
That's love. That's wonderful.
So that
I
was
love
always
that.
ingrained
I
in
love
me
that
since
attitude.
I was
Yeah.
young. So back again. So we traveled, stayed in hotels, and I always liked the wow, this is great. You know,
Yeah.
these hotels, they were always very impressive. So I decided to become a hotelier.
Oh.
So I decided to so I entered hotel and restaurant management in Toronto and started working
Yes.
more on the restaurant side. So
Oh.
I was a waiter.
You
I
were
was
a waiter.
bartender.
Woohoo!
I did all of that. I mean, it was hard work, but it was fun, and I was learning a lot of things.
Amazing.
And I graduated, and then I was offered to go into the restaurant that I was working at. Had a management training program,
Oh.
and so they saw I was a hardworking kid, so they offered to take me in the management training program. But here's the thing: when you're a waiter in Canada, you make a lot of money because of the tips.
Oh.
But if you go into the management training program,
No more tips.
no more tips. So you'd have to take literally a pay cut.
Yeah.
But for
Wow.
me, it wasn't okay. I was making good money, but for me, I knew that I wanted to
Do something more.
do something. So even at a very young age, I was willing to sacrifice,
Yes.
and it wasn't all about money.
Good.
And so I entered that management training program.
Can I press the pause button
Yeah.
here? That one of the things I noticed from all the guests who sit on that space for Success Live, it's really not about the money only. I mean, you need to have one eye almost like on that, like be aware of it, but it's not the center, it's not
Yeah.
the purpose, because if it's all about it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's been consistent though. Since I started, it hasn't been about the money.
Yeah.
And every single time, Bo, the money has come.
Yeah.
You just, you work very hard,
Yep.
and you don't, because you see a lot of, these days, huh?
Yeah.
You'll see the younger generation say, hey, you know, when you want to promote them or you
Yeah.
want to give them additional responsibilities. In this day and age, by the way, additional responsibilities is a norm. So if you need to double hat, do more than one job, that's normal.
Exactly. Normal.
And when that is offered to you, and when you see the reaction, oh, how much more will you pay me? That's the immediate thing that comes out. I think it's tough to try to mentor somebody like that.
Wow.
So I can just take it from my own experience that money has always come. You know, I've just worked very hard, and money has come.
Money has come. Money will come. The money will follow. You know, just do the right thing, work hard, take responsibility, be the best that you can be, and money will follow.
Yeah.
If not in your job, let's say your boss is not that kind of a guy and has not affirmed you, doesn't see it, the money will come in another way, in another company, in another opportunity. But it will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. So, dishwasher, pot cleaner, waiter,
bartender, then you know, lowly assistant manager that would work very long hours, and but you know, even then I would I would have days off,
Yeah.
but I would come in because I wanted to learn more.
Wow.
So I was working literally every day because I felt I needed to learn.
Wow.
So I plunged myself into it.
And even giving up the tips, giving up the higher pay of the waiter just to learn more.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I didn't have money to go out, so I just worked. So that's what happened. But you can see it progressively in my career. Or I started working full time since 1980,
yeah.
and so it's been, you know, when I was in the Canadian side.
Yes.
Because I left Canada in 1989 to come to Asia to work. But I was more on the restaurant side.
Yes.
That was a very fast type of a lifestyle because restaurants, nightclubs.
Oh.
I became the general manager of a well-known Toronto restaurant when I was 21.
Woo!
Yeah, I just
That's
you know,
crazy.
I was again, I was very aggressive about my career, and there was nothing that was going to stop me
Wow.
to get to the top.
By the way, guys, if you have any questions, please do write it in the comment section. We'd love to answer your questions. Any questions to Arthur here about your career, your job, how to advance. If you know of anyone who needs to hear this story, tell them right away that we're live, we're here. You know, tell them, you know, you better watch this, you better listen to this to bless your career for 2018. Go ahead, Arthur. So you were general manager at 21 years old.
21 years
of
old
this
of a
restaurant,
and stayed there and became manager of other restaurants within this chain.
Oh gosh.
And then I moved around because I became an opening expert, so to say,
Wow.
of restaurants and nightclubs in the Toronto scene. So I became quite known for that. So people would pick me up and
Wow.
and say I want to do a new concept here, and so I would open that restaurant. So I
That's
became
crazy. You were in
bit
your
of an expert.
20s.
I was in my 20s at the time.
Oh my god.
Well, I was living very fast, though. It was because it's a very fast scene.
Yes.
Eventually,
Yeah.
I actually burnt out.
Oh.
Yeah. A few years later,
You
I
got
actually,
tired.
you know, where you just, you know, you also,
Wow.
there's a balance element that I
Yes.
had to learn the hard way.
Okay.
And so I needed to take a bit of a sabbatical, so to say.
Oh.
And I did that and just kind of switched off for a few months.
Okay.
But that does happen.
Yes.
But it doesn't take away from you know, your desire.
Yes.
You know, I never went through never went through a period where it was bad, meaning
Yeah.
getting into
Yeah.
the bad stuff or whatever.
no,
it was just really, you know, too much work.
Yeah.
Too much work over too many years, and so I learned that balance after I took the sabbatical.
That was good.
After a while.
And then you went back?
I went back, and then in the late '80s, I had an offer to move to Asia.
Late 80s. So
'89 to be specific.
Okay, so you were in your...
I was 27 at the time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So move to Asia, hotel.
Moved to Asia, go to a hotel in China.
Wow.
In 1989, nobody went to China in 1989. I mean,
That's
to
true.
open up a hotel, to be the
General
F&-
manager.
No, to be the
F&B.
F&B director,
Food and beverage.
food and beverage director of a hotel of a five-star hotel in China, in Beijing.
Yes.
And I had this offer, and I thought, why not? I was still single at the time.
Yes.
And I thought it'd be a bit of an adventure, you know,
Yeah.
go out there and see what happens, and spend
Wow.
a few years there. And what I ever thought I would, that's 1989, Bo. Just to advance, I haven't actually gone back to Toronto since to work and live. So I've been out for you know, next year will be my 29th year
Outside.
outside
Toronto.
of Toronto, which
You-
is still my home, by
Yeah.
the way.
So
My relatives are still there, and
China, Philippines,
so
Thailand.
China, from China, I had this offer to come to the Philippines, which, by the way, I had never really lived in.
Yeah.
Even though my father was a diplomat for the country,
Yeah.
we were always outside, so I never really knew
Yeah.
my country
Yeah.
of heritage. So I had the offer to come back here, again, to work as a food and beverage director of a five-star hotel. And I took that offer to come back to my country of heritage.
Yeah.
So that was China, then came back here, and then went back to China for a few years, this time already as a general manager.
Of the whole hotel.
Of the hotel.
Wow.
Then moved to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, back here for a stint, out again to Indonesia, and then now back here taking care
Yeah.
of two countries.
Woo.
Yeah.
18 plus 19. My math is so bad. That's
37 properties and counting.
37 hotels under this guy. So I can't imagine. But yeah. So
It's been a ride.
So 29 years, you know, doing this kind of work. Now you're at the top. You're looking at these 37 hotels. You've got staff per hotel. You're the last person probably to, you know, you're the guy who gives the thumbs up. That guy is a good general manager. That guy is a good. How do you select the right guy for the right position?
It's always, I learned very early on that you can teach someone um, how to do a job technically.
Yeah.
That can be done.
Okay.
You know, how to handle certain situations from the technical perspective.
Okay.
But what you cannot teach is attitude.
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 Okay.
And the attitude is something that I always look for in an individual.
Okay, guys, you better listen. Very important. Very important.
And the attitude really is an attitude of never give up, an attitude of wanting excellence, wanting the best at what they do, an attitude of, because you can't train them that.
Yeah.
That's really got to come ingrained from within, or something that they have learned along the way from their past mentors.
Yeah.
And that's what I look at. So when I'm speaking to people to come and join our organization, that is really what I'm zeroing on. I don't really ask questions about, you know, how are you going to handle this guest, or how do you handle guest complaints, or how do you run a hotel from that perspective. You know, I assume you know that.
Yeah.
It will show in your history, in your history of your resume. But if you come across as somebody who doesn't have a natural warmth for the business,
Whoa.
which is people,
Yeah.
and this business is all about people, not only from the guest perspective, but from the staff
Yeah.
perspective. Because you know, I love the Ritz-Carlton's motto that they have, which is "Ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen."
That's right.
And unless you are treating the staff as ladies and gentlemen, as being the most important asset of your business, they will not in turn take care of your customers.
Wow.
So, you know, that's something that I really truly believe in. And in the organizations that I've run over the many years that I have, you know, been in a senior position, I spent a lot of time on human resources.
Guys,
and just to mention again, we need to be competitive paymasters.
Yes.
But you have to ensure that your employees are also, from the heart perspective, that you are touching them in terms of a good place for them to work. You know, a place where, because, you know, when you actually interview the employees and say, what's the most important things about work?
Yeah.
Actually, pay is probably number 4 or 5. It's not always number 1, as one would think. Huh?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an eye opener. Okay, guys, the reason why I'm asking this question is because you're asking, how can I be promoted? What do I need to do to advance in my career? And Arthur's just told you, I think the key that you need, it's attitude. Technical, he says, you're going to learn that and you know, go through that. But he, the boss, is looking for the right attitude. Can I do a rewind? Because you mentioned something about attitude earlier on. You were saying, you know, that if you ask for can you do this extra for me? Can you do this extra for me? And if he says, what will you pay me to do this extra? Is that like a question mark already for you?
It's an alarm.
It's an alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a very long patience line with people.
Okay.
And I think you can't really judge from your first
initial
reaction.
Good.
So, you know, when I see somebody who I think has potential, then I'll try to work with this person.
Yeah.
I like to mentor people.
You like to mentor people.
I think people do. Actually, I talk about hospitality, but actually this will apply anywhere, right?
Yes.
I think if you have really good mentees, you are also, for me, from a leader's perspective, you are also keeping your leadership skills sharp.
Good.
Because you're always,
Beautiful.
you know, you're teaching people.
Yes.
And so you yourself want to keep sharp so that your flock, so to say, are doing well from that perspective.
Yeah.
But if somebody says that, then I will say, okay, yes, if you do this, then and you prove yourself, then you'll have other opportunities there. But of course, if that individual repeatedly, is going to ask that same thing,
and how much will you
and every
give
time,
me?
and every time,
how much will you pay me, and how much? Then there's something wrong.
Something's wrong.
The attitude is wrong.
Something's wrong. But you know what? I'll still speak to that person.
Okay.
It's not somebody that I will say, okay, I won't use you anymore. But I'll just say, look, you're coming across this way, and you may not know that.
Yeah.
So let me just highlight that to you because honestly, it's for your career, it's not going to bode well.
That's right. And you can be very respectful, of course. You don't say, mukha kang pera. But you kind of like say, no, you know what? This will not be good for your career. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's attitude. You're looking for
Absolutely.
attitude.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Our business is one thing though. Let's just going back to the basics again. The hospitality business is really about working hard.
Yeah.
It's especially when you're first starting off. There's
Yeah.
no shortcut to success.
Yeah.
It's a 24/7 industry.
Boss, question from Aura, because but what you're saying right now is will answer her question.
Okay.
Aura Kizon, what can you advise new grads entering the hotel industry? That's what you were saying. Those are starting out.
Yeah, I have a passion for the grads, and
Oh, you do?
I do. As a matter of fact, I sit as a trustee on
Some schools?
on the board of Benilde, if I may just do a plug here.
Yeah.
The best hotel school. No, but anyways, it's a great question. And when I am talking to the students, I still recall what happened to me was a bit extreme. Many years ago when I was in hotel school, I remember there was an Austrian fellow. Because in those days, in the hotel business was primarily European.
Ooh.
We had this gruff Austrian professor of my course who said, all you guys want to be in the hotel industry, do you know what this is all about? Because if you are not willing to give your everything 24/7 for the first few years, get out of this class. That's what he said. So let me say it in a more gentle way.
Yeah.
It's a 24/7 industry. So the new grads coming in, I have two things to say to them. One is it's going to be a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts. When you first come on, even though you have finished a management course, don't expect to get a management position. You have to earn that. You will start from the bottom. You will take a staff position.
Yeah.
And be it that you'll be a front office agent or maybe even a waiter in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Take it.
Take it.
Prove yourself and move up. You cannot just, hey, I went through HRM, so that means management, so that means I should go straight to management. Unfortunately, some of our grads, some of our students think that way. But more than that, Bo, is that in the Philippines, perhaps it's the culture where our kids don't work young.
Yes.
So they actually, when they're going to school, they actually don't work. And then the parents, so this is actually for the parents.
Yeah.
The parents then put them to the hotel and restaurant management. So when they graduate, they expect their kids to become managers immediately.
That's right.
So when the graduates go into the hotels and take these line positions, and then the parents find out about it, they say, no, I didn't put you through school for you to become a staff member.
Yeah.
Unlike, again, in the West, it's normal to start from the bottom.
To be a dishwasher.
And
a waiter.
you will not be given a hard time by your parents.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's an interesting point.
Yeah. So we get, when it came, I've had, conversations with parents and where I've had to almost calm them down and reassure them that their child are fine as line staff, and that in due time, as long as they work hard and have a good attitude, that they will move up within the industry.
You did that.
I did that.
And that's why, you know the work of each person in your hotel. You've experienced it.
When some of the staff members will say, "Sir, you don't understand what I go through," and I tell them, "I do.
I do. I was there 2 years.
I was there.
I was there 3 years.
I've done everything." When somebody who is washing dishes say, "You don't understand," I say, "I know exactly what you've been through."
Yeah.
Because I've done all the jobs of a hotel, all the jobs of a restaurant.
Question, Arthur. Somebody's an assistant manager or supervisor, and his manager says, "Do that," and that, whatever that was, is a menial thing. It's like outside his job description. It's like it's beneath his position title. Like, can you be a messenger and grab that thing? Should he? What's the attitude? Should he embrace it and no, this is part of the hard work, or should he say, sorry, it's beneath me?
That person who is a recent grad or
supervisor already,
supervisorial, and being told by the manager to do something.
Yeah, because
like that.
I don't know why, but can you do that? Some Filipinos I know would feel bad. No, it's not.
Yeah.
But
I think it's gotten a lot better though
okay.
over the years. I think that how do you say, get your hands dirty or
Yeah.
that sort of a thing. Years and years ago, I'm going back 20 years ago. That was the role of the manager or supervisor was never to get their hands dirty.
Oh.
Today has changed a lot.
That has changed. Okay.
And I'm really glad to see that because that perturbs me quite a bit when I see that the management will just stand and point and,
Yeah.
and because they don't, they feel that they, I don't know
Yeah.
what the word is. I'm not getting it right now,
Yeah.
but they feel that
Yeah.
they shouldn't be doing that, and that I think that's changed a lot.
That's
and
good.
I think that's in the West that's
Yeah.
in the West it's a totally different story again.
Yeah.
Even senior managers are there working with
Yeah.
people hands on.
Yeah.
And we've gotten a lot better here, so I'm
That's happy.
yeah.
That's a happy thing.
Yeah.
And it really, when your boss sees you doing stuff that's not in your job description, but you do it because of initiative, even if it means cleaning or doing that, and that speaks about attitude. That speaks about just the whole idea of ownership. You own your work and you own your business in a good way, and that's good.
And don't worry what other people say. I'll just tell you a short story. Years ago, I noticed a staff member was exceptionally good
Yeah.
at his job and was a hustler, just
Yeah.
going all over the place and, and really doing things beyond his job description.
Yeah.
Then I also noticed almost overnight this person actually slowed down a lot.
Oh.
I said, something is wrong.
Yeah.
And so I dug, and spoke to people,
Yeah.
and so on. And I found out, this is where you probably hear this thing that we have in the Philippines, crab mentality.
Yes.
What I found out was that his coworkers had seen him do this,
Yeah.
and actually spoke to him and said, slow down, because if you keep that standard up, that means we have got to, then the management will expect us to rise that. And I said, oh my God.
That's true. That's true.
I said, and actually this was early on in my
Yeah,
stint here
yeah.
in the Philippines, and I was shocked by this
Yeah,
this whole thing.
yeah.
I think it's gotten better again.
Yeah.
But my advice to the young people that come into our industry is that don't worry about, just work hard and
Yeah.
and for me, anyways. Particularly since my renewal, I work for the audience of one, and and that's what I stress them to do. Just work for the audience of one. Don't worry about what anyone else
Beautiful.
says.
Beautiful.
And from a secular perspective, it's a guarantee that you will be recognized and so
Yeah.
on. There's, yeah.
And I love it when you bring that spiritual aspect that at the end of the day you serve God. So because you serve God there, it's true. I heard one other guy tell me that, Brother Bo, my office mates tell me because of how I work, I make them look bad. That's what they told me. I make them look
Yeah.
bad. And I told him, "Oh, go never, don't listen to
Yeah.
them. You just go do your best." And
Another thing, if I may, just along the same lines, one of the things, it's not only a Filipino thing, by the way, it's more an Asian thing, what I found, because
Yeah.
I've worked in Asia. In the West, one of the big responsibilities you have as a senior manager is your succession plan.
succession plan.
And that means that you need to find someone who will take your job
Yeah,
one day.
yeah,
And you train that person, because the attitude is that when you have people always pushing you for your job, what's going to happen is that you will be promoted,
oh,
right? Because you look great,
Yeah.
your results are good, and so on.
Yeah.
So it's a constant push up.
yes,
And here, it's no, I don't want to do that, because then I'll be out of a job.
that's right.
And so the succession planning has been relatively poor in the past. So what we stress to particularly our senior line of managers is that we really have to ensure that we have succession planning all the way down.
Wow.
And that you don't worry about, don't think about, don't worry about your job and stability, because
yeah.
again, if you're good
Yeah.
at what you do, you shouldn't never worry. You'll
Yeah.
never worry about anything.
That's true. That's true. Wow. That's wonderful. That's a great attitude.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a question from Tin. Pwede po ba talaga iuwi yung mga toiletries sa mga hotel? Ginagawa nyo din po ba yun? Kayo po, brother po. Okay,
Brother
Tin.
Bo has to answer that one first.
What?
You have to first answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer. Tin, I never do that. My wife does it. That's not everywhere. We choose the best toiletries. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, you answer.
You know, toiletries are there. They are a perishable product.
Yep.
Of course, we've had situations where somebody will call and ask for replenishment of toiletries 5 times a day. Then you say, hey, wait a minute. You know, but I think the toiletries are the little shampoo things.
Yeah, the little things.
Not the paintings on the wall or the towels or the bathrobes and so on. Right? So that's
okay.
That's okay.
So there, see, from the authority of 37 hotels, he says, it's okay. Oh, that's fun. That's wonderful. Okay. Jovi is asking, how can you tell whether it's time for a career change or persevere where you are? Good question.
That's a good question.
Very good question. Okay, Jovi, this is your problem. You're in your job, and I'm presuming there's a struggle because you use the word perseverance. So you've got 2 options. One is should he persevere? That's his question. There's a struggle. It's difficult. Should he persevere, or is it time to change your career? Whoa. How about not change career, but change company, change job, maybe change job even within the company, or those are. So my answer is, I'm going to let Arthur answer in a while, but my answer is, why is it just 2 options? Why is it persevere in my job or change career? What if yes, option 1, stay in your job, persevere, get better at it. Number 2, or because sometimes it's persevering and asking yourself the question, what can I do? What can I change, in me to be able to persevere in this job and be great at it? Number 2, what if there's another job within the company? Number 3, what if it's same career but different company? And different, there's so many other options. Yeah. How about you?
I really believe in the tool of a performance appraisal.
Performance appraisal.
And that is your yearly or biannual performance appraisals where your superior sits down with you and tells you how you're doing, and
that's wonderful.
And that tool is so underutilized.
Oh.
In not only our industry but in many of the industries, and that is to really to tell somebody how they're doing and what their future prospects are and what they need to improve on, what they're great at, and so on and so forth.
Wonderful.
So my point there is that if you have sat through the performance appraisals and you are always doing scoring as satisfactory or higher,
yes,
you should be moving up in an organization.
Oh.
And that's why I bring it up, simply because of that. And if you're not doing it and you see other people getting it, then there's something wrong, and maybe you should reconsider not a career change, I think, but maybe a company change. More than a career change. Because this hospitality industry is we are so dynamic in what's going on, particularly in the Philippines. Just to share again.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited what's happening with the hospitality industry in the Philippines. Simply because we have our runway, so to say, is a long way to go.
Woo.
And
thank God.
We have a lot of potential for the next even 5 years.
Yes.
What is going to happen in our industry over the next 5 years? And so it's an exciting time to be a part of it. So it'd be sad to see people, changing careers when you're just maybe at that time where there could be an explosion and we could be looking for very good people. So maybe the company's not right.
Yeah.
But again, look back again to see whether you've been given, a feedback on your performance, and if your performance has been good, and so on. Any reason why you are not being moved might be an organizational issue. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy he's here because he can answer that question with more wisdom.
See that one?
Okay, this is not a question, but a comment from Armand, who happens to be your son.
My son.
Yeah, and he says, he made a comment, my dad's looking good. So there, that's
My son is an animator.
So he's a fan. Your son is a fan.
Thank you.
He's an animator, right?
He's an
in animation.
He's an animator. Is that?
He's
Am I using the right term? He's an animation. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
he's very gifted.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Right brain.
Okay, he's from Danny, and he's a platinum member of our Truly Rich Club.
Great.
And Danny asks, how can I train and learn from Sir Arthur? Woo!
Yeah.
No, Danny, what you do is you shoot him messages, and he's open to answering questions.
Sure.
And if you can, I'll twist his arm and ask and let him answer your questions. And you know what? I'm gonna because we're gonna invite Arthur to join us again. We invited him already to our platinum. I remember you gave a talk there, and I'll keep inviting him. He's a great friend. And when he's there, just sit beside him and.
Please, I've been a little bit remiss in terms of
You've been traveling.
That's my issue, is my travel schedule. I've been out a lot, and so I hope and pray soon that that will normalize, and so that I'll be able to join the
mastermind,
the masterminds, and in the platinum, the TRC part, so that I will be able to impart. I'm not young. I don't know how I look here, but this one, by the way, is my. I have a small holiday period that I'm enjoying now, which is left until the end of the year. So this is normally not part of because a hotelier must generally be all nice and clean and that sort of a thing. But I look forward to meeting you, Danny, in one of the
Arthur is part of the mastermind. That I gather, Edward Lee, Dean Pax, Ronnie, Junie, Randy, Larry, and Arthur. So we meet regularly, and they serve the platinum members and the whole Truly Rich Club. So hopefully we'll grab Arthur again. As I said, in the platinum events, and Danny, you can always pick his brain and. Yep. One of the benefits of being a platinum member is sitting beside our mastermind mentors and learning from them. So, but thank you, Danny, for that question. By the way, guys, if you are an entrepreneur and you're thinking, how can I level up? Please do join the platinum. Sign up. Go to trulyrichclub.com/platinum. These are for people who are already successful somehow in their whatever they're doing, but they just want to go to the next level. And we'd love you to be part of the platinum level of the Truly Rich Club. Okay. Rick Bayers. Hi, Rick. Rick is from Canada.
Oh, is he?
And Rick is asking, what schooling did you need to get started?
Okay. Well, I went to Sheridan College in outside of Toronto, in an area called, or a small town called Brampton. So I went to Hotel and Restaurant Administration.
How many years was that?
There. That's a 3-year course.
3-year course.
At that time.
In the Philippines, an HRM course would be about?
It's a 4-year degree course. Yeah. I've mentioned the college that I sit on the board, but a lot of the schools now have very good programs, and I'm very supportive of all of them. I don't think one deserves to be mentioned over another, but they're all very good. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the boom in students, I think you have to look at the HRM programs that are happening now across the country, and which is a good sign for this for us.
I remember speaking about one of the great things of living today in the Philippines is the industry is booming, economy is booming in the Philippines. Tourism has, I remember a few years ago it was just 3 million. Now we're now, what, how many millions now? Tourists a year?
Yeah, well, we're still relatively low from the foreign tourism numbers. So we should hit 6 million plus this year.
Wow.
The foreign so that's on the foreign tourism number.
Yeah.
The local tourism, which is domestic tourism numbers, are quite healthy. They are in the tens of millions.
Wow.
So there is a healthy
growth
amount of that one and growing. So if you look at our 6 million is, when I say low,
compared to
Thailand this year, which I handle, is going to do 32 million foreign tourists.
That's pretty far.
Malaysia is 25 million. Singapore, which has a population of about a little over 4 million, will do 13 million.
Oh, gosh.
Foreign tourism. So the numbers are quite far. So that's why I'm very optimistic that
we have a long way to go.
We have a long way to go. And it's going to happen. You know, we have issues, and we can sit here and cry over our spilled milk in terms of the infrastructure issues that we have, our airports and so on. But I really believe that we're going to fix it.
We'll solve them one by one.
One by one.
So there'll be more hotels coming up, more restaurants.
And there's just not enough. There's just not enough good people. And I really believe. I think it's an exciting time, because my belief is that when you start off in this business, generally, it will take you about, if you wanted to get to a senior manager level before, it'll take you maybe up to 10 years.
10 years to become senior.
From the time you graduate from HRM to a senior management position in a hotel, about 10 years. But with the growth and the need to have good people in senior positions, I think you can cut that by 20 or 30%. Which means that in 6-7 years,
you'll be there.
If you're good, dedicated,
because the industry
you'll be there. It's just booming,
exploding.
And it's really looking for very good people.
That's good news for you guys. Good news for you. We've got maybe one last question. After that, we'll have to sign off. But Truly Rich Club members, please join us tomorrow. We have a show with Arthur where we go, again, always, we go to the details of career promotion, career advancement, and I'll continue to pick his brain on that. And do not miss that. That's going to be an awesome show for Truly Rich Club members only. This is your exclusive show, and I hope you join us 8 in the morning. The show will be available already, and for the next 4 days, it'll be available on recording and for your inspiration and your instruction. That show is called Success Code for Truly Rich Club members. Okay. Our last question would be from Jack Ports. Sir, is there anything else you would like to do, given the fact that you've already accomplished so much in your chosen field?
That's an easy answer.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Jack is asking.
I'd like to have my own hotel.
Woo! Wow.
Or hotels.
Hotels.
So that's my aspiration.
Wonderful.
And it's going to happen.
So from employee to owner. Wonderful.
And I've had a good run. And I think I've reached just about where I can from a corporate perspective, and I've had a great time doing it. I've been blessed by the Lord, and I must really acknowledge where it all comes from. But yeah, that's my aspiration, is to be part of an ownership group that would own hotels, and might as well put all my blood, sweat, and tears into something that I fully own. Even though I just want to say something, for me, from a very young age, I've always said this is my business.
Yeah.
This, even if I'm a lowly, when I started off I've always said this is, when I was in washing dishes, this is my dish area. When I was waiting in a restaurant, when I was...
This is my table.
This is the tables that I would service. I always owned it.
Wow.
So the hotels that I run now, 37 of them, I own all of them.
Wow.
So my attitude. Because, if you don't have that type of an attitude, I think you feel that, hey, 5 o'clock, got to go home because I'm just an employee. So, so you really need to have a sense of ownership in all you do. Yeah. But
Beautiful
translate
answer.
that into
Beautiful answer.
into a hotels
Yeah.
in the future.
You know, before we end the show, just wanted to say that Arthur is a man of faith. He loves God. So aside not, he's not just a career guy, and he's not just a executive. He loves God, and he loves God through his job. He loves God through his ministry. One of his ministries is Power Mornings. It's a breakfast for entrepreneurs, CEOs, and executives that they do in Makati every Wednesday or every other Wednesday morning. He does that with Dean Pax Lapid. He does that with, you know Dean Pax, one of our mentors here, the entrepreneurship mentor of the Truly Rich Club. He does this also with Benny Caleda. He's one great
Migs.
guy. And Migs, Miguel Puyat, another fantastic entrepreneur, and we'd love to have him here also in Success Live one day. So, thank you. We're going to end in a prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Thank you, Father, for this time that we have together, and we pray for special blessing on every person here, that their 2018 will be a fantastic year for their life, for their spiritual life, for their financial life, and every other area of their life. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us in Success Live. Truly Rich Club members, see you in Success Code starting at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and for the next 4 days available to you. For those of you who are not yet members of the Truly Rich Club, what are you waiting for? 2018 is just around the corner. You better join now, like right now. Go to www.trulyrichclub.com. Sign up now and bless your financial life and your job, your investments. It's going to be a blessing for you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Arthur.
Thank you. Bye-bye.